Nobody in this room needs to be reminded about the seriousness of ANCA's mission and why ANCA is needed. All over the world, the figures on biodiversity loss are astounding. And it's not just the scale of the devastation, but it's the speed too, with which whole species have been decimated. In the UK, we've lost 80% of our moths and butterflies since 1970, 80%. In 1966, there were 40 million birds, more birds in the UK than there are today. 75,000 miles of hedgerows have been ripped up in the UK. So the wanton aggressiveness of what has happened should terrify us all. What does it say about us as a species? But we should also hang our heads at the myopic stupidity of it all as well, what we do to the environment around us. It amounts to a colossal failure of leadership, planning and governance across all levels of society. So one of the reasons why ANCA is so important today is that while Africa starts from a position of having much more abundant natural capital and biodiversity than, say, Europe, it is losing it faster than any other region as a result of deforestation, overexploitation, and rapid urbanization. As we've been hearing from the summit this week, Africa can be part of the solution to the global problem of climate change, but only if its natural assets are allowed to play their carbon sequestering, biodiversity enhancing role. And so this brings to the fore, again, the question of governance and stewardship, which of course is not just about what central government does to protect and invest in wild spaces, but it's crucially a private sector preoccupation too. Especially in the financial sector, which knows how to identify, manage, and mitigate risk, is very data-driven, is highly regulated, allocates capital and manages assets on behalf of other people, and worries about its reputation. And so, if we can create the right incentives to get this most fiduciarily minded of all sectors behind a common effort to defend nature and biodiversity, that would be a big prize. And incentives might mean anything from sanctions and taxes at one end of the spectrum, through financial disclosures such as what we're doing with TNFD, through to knowledge exchange and information, which is what ANCA does so well.